Hi, welcome back to Pixie's Projects, and we're on to the next part of our ring that we're doing in Jewelry Box by Hanna Karlzon. And right now we're just working on that big gem. We started it in the last video, and now we're just coming back in to get a little more done on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with 132 dioxazine purple. Dioxine, maybe. Anyway, so in the last video, I talked about what I was doing to try and get, like, well, it's how I color crystals, and I'm coloring this the same way, because I'm kind of trying to get white. And I don't know if this is necessarily, well, I know it's not the only way. I don't even know if it's the best way. I just know this is how I'm choosing to do this, and so far I'm not unhappy with what we've got. I'm going to give you a list of colors to start, just because I'm going to forget, like I just did. We're using 132 dioxazine purple, 902 ultramarine, 903 true blue, and 929 pink. And there is no rhyme nor reason to which colors I'm putting together in one spot or another spot. There's no rhyme nor reason to which of the three sides I'm coloring. Do it however you see fit, is what I would say. Because ultimately it's your page, and you know, you should do what makes you happy. I am, however, saying that these smaller ones, I'm trying to use less color inside of them just to be safe. And then we've got this one here that has the purple smear on it. It's not that big of a deal, but what I will be doing is going a little further. Well, this is also a very large triangle as well, but I'm going to go a little further in on this one to try, you know, and cover that up a little bit. But yeah, I'm just finishing this part up. And looking at this, I want to make my pearls a little darker. So I'm probably going to add a little more black onto them at some point. And we still need to figure out what all is gold here and what all is a gem. And I don't know about how you guys are, but yeah, I have a lot of trouble sometimes figuring out what is what. So I tend to go in and start coloring things I know, and then come back and guess over and over again until I finish it. Sometimes later I'll see somebody else's anything, not just like a ring or whatever, but something someone else has done, and I'll just be like, oh, I had no idea that's what that was. I also have a tendency to not look up pictures. Like I would not look up I don't know what the hashtag is, but I would assume it's like Jewelry Box or something, or the name in the original language. I don't look up what I'm coloring before I color it. It would be helpful to some degree, because I would know, oh, that's, you know, once I see it colored, that's this thing or that thing. But then on the other side of it, I feel like if I look things up, I will not intentionally, but possibly copy somebody else's work. That stuff kind of just sits in your head, you know? So I don't want that to be a thing either. So I tend to not look at what is out there prior to coloring. When I'm done, sometimes if I'm really curious, or I had a really hard time, you know, finding what something was, then I'll when I'm done, I will look to see what somebody else did with my problem page, you know, because I'm nosy. But yeah, I don't like to see ahead of time. Let's see, we'll use a pink here. Yeah, I told you, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I do try not to put the same color up against one of the same again. But even then, it's not a hard and fast rule for me. It's just I should probably not do that, but I don't pay that much attention to it. Like, even my most detailed or ambitious coloring is really me just floundering around. I don't want to put too much into, you know, thinking about every little last aspect of it while I'm doing it. So a lot of the times I will just color and hope for the best. I think that should be the tagline for my channel. Hope for the best. It's like what I say all the time. I just start and I see where I wind up, and sometimes I'm thrilled and sometimes not so much. But so far so good on this one. I know this doesn't look like a diamond, but to me it has the quality of it, and that's kind of enough. And like I said, usually when I step away from something for a while, I have a better idea. But if you watched the last part of this series, I said that I was filming back to back because this one's coming out. You should be watching this the day after Thanksgiving if you're in America, or Friday, I think it's the 26th. I'm sorry, there's some weird noise outside and now I'm listening to it. Oh, it's a car alarm. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, you should be watching this, like, well, next Friday, because it's Thursday the week before right now. And if you are, that means I've done these back to back, like, well, it does mean I've done these back to back. And you know what? The car alarm just stopped me from knowing what I was talking about. I'm like a little squirrel. Normally I step away, that's what I was talking about, and give it a second and then come back and look at it and decide what I want to do. And I do not have that luxury tonight, so I don't know. So that's what we've done, and it does have that, like, brilliance, how if you have like a diamond in the light, it plays off all these different colors. And this could either make it or break it. I'm going to take 938 white, and we'll see. All right, you're in the screen. Let's see what we got here. I'm just starting at the white spot and going out into the colors to try and soften it a little bit. And this could be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm looking at this. Okay, so I am dragging color, so I'm just going to run my finger over the pencil in between my layers because I don't want to drag into the white of the next one, because that kind of defeats my purpose. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to soften these colors and push them together so we get almost like a third color in between. And I think another way we could do this, I mean, not now because I've already committed, but if these were like really straight edged lines, I think that would look really cool too. Instead of smoothing them out, that probably could also work. But like I said, we're committed to this plan now, so we're going to follow through. But I think the next time I do a gem of any decent size, I'm going to try to really make crispy edges for each of the colors, just to see what we get that way. I mean, because I think a lot of the time for me, coloring is playtime, and I won't necessarily know what I'm doing, but I do like to have a good play and see what we wind up with. I'm trying to sit back so my chair is squeaking, but I'm looking at this. It's not bad. And then there's also we're going to be adding in, well, I think I'm going to have to use ink because the acrylic paint pen isn't going to want to go over. Well, that might, but there's a lot of wax with the Prismacolors. So sometimes I feel like you can't go over it with the paint pens really well. I know the Jelly Roll won't work at all with all this wax, but we're going to get white over these lines also, so that's going to change the look of it as well. But a lot of the time when I color it is just me playing and seeing what happens, and sometimes I get something amazing, sometimes I get something that I'm not thrilled with, sometimes I just get, it's fine, Either or any option is good because it's a learning experience. It's another chance to try another thing or, determine what works or what doesn't work for me. But so far, I'm not unhappy with this. It's given me other ideas because each of these little triangles is kind of like the way the colors blending up and out. It's reminding me of tie-dye and Aurora Borealis's. And I'm seriously thinking that could be something really cool to try with this type of, I don't know, effect, but this laydown of pencil. I would hesitate to call what I'm doing an effect or a technique, definitely. But yeah, it could be something else to try out. And that's why I said when I do this, it's playing, because even if this works or doesn't work, it leads to a whole nother conversation for myself. And I enjoy that. So we're almost done this part. And I'm being super heavy-handed, so if it looks that way, it would be correct. I'm coming at this paper pretty hard. Sometimes I am, and then other times, especially when I use Prismacolors, like if I'm using my polys, I rarely go that hard on anything. So that's what we've got. So, well, let's get you in screen. That's what we've got so far, and I'm kind of digging it. We know we've got more gold. I said I was going to go back and do more black if I can, because I did burnish kind of hard. But if I can throw some more black on top of these pearls, which looks like it's working, I'm going to go ahead and do this. There we go. So funny, right in between the first video I filmed and this one, I ran down the hallway to ask my daughter something, and she's, oh, it's getting super loud down there, sorry. If you can hear anything coming from my downstairs, it's gotten very loud, they must be talking, but I went in her room to ask her something, and she's doing, paint by numbers, and it appears to be, which I'll have to look again, but Sabrina from Twist of Color, she had just shown off some paint by numbers, and it looks like the same sets. So now I'm really interested. When Sabrina showed them, I was thinking I might want to try them, but now I'm looking at the canvas And the photos that come with it, it comes on photo paper to show you what, you're going to make. It looks really interesting. So I might have to give those a try. Maybe put them on my Christmas list and ask somebody for them. Because my kids are always like, what do you want? And I give them my Amazon wish list because I never know what to ask for. And half the times they say, if I've been out of frame, I am so sorry. But half the time they're like, you already have too many coloring books. So they try to limit letting me get more. I should have known about that. If I would have known that's how it was going to be, I would have been, when they were little at Christmas, oh, you already have too many video games. You don't need more. It's just silly. There's no such thing as too many coloring books. Or at least there isn't for me. If you watched my first book collection video, I talk about it a lot. And the kid who's doing the paint by numbers is the same one who told me I will not be able to finish my books before I'm dead. But in that first video, I talked about that, and that my coloring books are like a little miniature museum, and I'm a curator of a museum because even if I don't color my books, there's still art that somebody has drawn, and I like to look at it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I think it all depends on how you talk about your coloring collection, whether or not you have too many books. I'm just turning this a lot because I'm not getting a good view. So yeah, I'm going to go in with this, what is this? Grade Lavender right quick, just to blend the black into the purple again. I am having the hardest time seeing right now. So if the way I'm coloring looks crazy, there's some sort of, well, it's the Prismacolor. They leave a massive glare with my light. And I just see big, giant, clear, shiny patches right now. So I'm having trouble. But once I go over it with this, I'm going to turn it again so I can see where I think I am. I think this did it. It just felt like the colors were too blendy when I looked at it after I shut the camera off from the last video. So I just want to get a little more darkness in. And I also said in the last video, if it blends too much into the background, it's okay because the background isn't completely done. Because between the third and fourth video, I had time to look at it, and I think it definitely needs like some more white into it. But there's our pearls. I do feel like that's more along the lines of what I wanted. Liking I guess we can still call it a diamond in the center. I see some more gold spots, definitely now. And I can start on some of them because we're not quite out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more of this gold. I need to keep moving this book down. I am so sorry you've been out of frame the few times that you have. But I'm using the same colors I used last time for the gold. It's 948 Sepia is my first one, my dark one. And what I'm going to do is this part of the band. And I believe that all of this is gold, but I don't know if I'm going to do it all gold or I'm just going to do the insides of this, these little ovals. I might do the outside parts like a silver or like a platinum color. That's if I'm feeling ambitious. I don't know how many people stick around to the ends of these. The few color with me's I've done, it seems like, oh, I see a mistake. Hold on one second. I just want to grab an eraser. And I'm really sorry for the noise level, because I'm digging through my pencil holder. I didn't have it out. Oof, I did not mean to do that with my hand either. I want to come in this way with these. And this way on this side. Alright, that's better. Or more what I was looking to do. And very little on that one. Next color is 945 Sienna Brown. But yeah, I don't know how many people watch these based on like views and stuff. I lose people after like the third video because it takes me forever, and I understand that. Those of you who stick in and want to see it go to the end, I appreciate it. Thank you. And if anything in here is useful, I'm glad I was able to help. But I put these up because a few people had asked for start to finish type things, and they honestly said they prefer real time. I'm still going to do like some speed colors and stuff and see if that's more for other people. You know, because it's not going to, obviously it won't be the same pictures, but the same idea, but different. Oh, next color is 1034 Goldenrod. But yeah, it wouldn't be the same pictures every time, or for both things, but I can at least do a good mix of speed colors and real times. Alright. Yeah, I feel good about making these parts gold, okay. That's why I said I have to do more of the whole page to figure out where the other components are that are gold, or, you know, whatever, when I'm doing something. Because otherwise I can't tell what comes next. I'm just kind of sprinkling these last colors on, and I'll come in hard with the latest color, which is the cream, and it's 914 cream. And I don't use Prismas a lot. I tend to like a harder pencil, but every once in a while I'm just like, let's smoosh colors around, and this page is definitely a let's smoosh around some colors. So that's what we're doing. We're just using the cream all the way around to get the colors to come together in the center. And I would like a little more of 1012 Jasmine, the one that I don't think I even mentioned when I came in with it. Sorry. Alright, so there's that. And I'm liking this so far. And I'm going to go ahead and start on the prongs that are holding the diamond in next. Move that down. And we'll get them started. I feel like they should be still the gold, but like darker. You know, because if there was dirt in the ring, or if it sat long, that's where the dust would collect. So the prongs would be darker at the bottom. And I don't know what's going on between the prongs, but I'll figure it out. There we go. And then we're back to Sienna Brown 945. And I'm trying to remember to say colors and names, or numbers, because I know, like, I think it's polychromos. they change the names of the colors, but they leave the numbers the same. And I don't know if Prisma's like that or not. So, you know, on the off chance that like 4 years from now somebody's watching this video and they want to use the colors I did, but the color names are different, they'll have the number, which doesn't change. Or at least that's how it is for the polys. Alright, and then our next color was Goldenrod 1034. And I'm only adding a little bit of this because we're already getting quite dark and I want to leave a good bit of light up top so we can get that light color up there. And I don't know what it is with the Prismas. I color sloppier. Like, I'm less concerned about the lines, I think, when I use them, and I don't know why. Alright, now we're at 1012 Jasmine. And we're taking that all the way up. And then the cream, which was 914. Let me give this book a little turn. All right. So I'd love to say, you know, one more video and we're done, but it's honestly probably two. I have the rest of the ring, all the white work, and a little bit more work for the background. But this is what we've gotten so far. I think it's coming along nicely. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next week with the next part. Thanks. Bye.